I have a couple of rules myself. Number one, don't be in the same department. You don't want to see each other every single day, Separate when you see each other kama tembe, kama dawa. 3 times a day, asubuhi, lunch, jioni, unajua.
Wafanye kazi pamoja kwangu mimi sikubaliane nao kabisa, maana jambo la kwanza mkiwa mnapendana mnafanya kazi pamoja huwa macho yenu mnaangaliana. Je, huyu amefanya nini? Je, huyu mkubwa amemwambia nini? Je, huyu sasa itakuwa kila saa mnaangaliana. Afu endapo mkuje mkosane ama mkuwe na ugomvi kidogo, kazi ya mwenyewe itaharibika tena kwa ukubwa sana. Kutakuwa na hasara.
Welcome back to KTN Life and Style. This is Relationships Wednesday. And now we are on my fave segment. I change my fave segment every week. But I'm so excited today. This segment is called Keeping It Real. And I want to introduce our great guests, CEO.
Thank you.
Yes, Chris Otieno and Gerald Langiri. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I feel amazing, yes.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Again, I have to tell everybody that comes here, she didn't get the memo. We were supposed to put on sweaters today.
Everyone
it's raining.
But you guys look lovely though.
Thank you.
I'm caught in the studio lights, I'm sweating already.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sour to survive.
Guys, so we've been having this conversation, yeah? Do you think co-workers' relationships work?
Wow, interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting because it depends with various issues. One is that people are born from, have different interests, viewpoints, relationships are based on different, the finances play a big role. And the most important thing is that if you want to date, are you going to date up, you're dating down, or are you dating lateral? So for me...
You should repeat that for the
Yeah. I was just like, whoa.
Are you dating? Whoa.
I know, whoa.
I date up, always. Yes.
Yeah, but people date down also, remember. Others people do it on the same level, which I call lateral dating.
Okay.
Now, all these things have various things to deal with, issues to deal with. But office dating, people don't know when to keep their professional position and personal position. If you're a bit young, it's a bit difficult. If you're a bit older, you know you've lived with this guy, you know it can work. So I believe that dating is not easy. Statistics show that 31% of office relationships actually work. What about 69%? They fail.
That's a big percentage.
Yeah.
So worldwide, and by last year, only 18% of office relationships actually happened statistically across the world. And you see, when Valentine's comes around, you see guys getting flowers, you've not gotten any, you look at your husband in the office or your boyfriend, is this guy real?
Kuna pressure.
Kuna pressure. So for me, I believe that if you can find love in the office, it's good enough. But you must be ready for the pitfalls because they're deep. Yeah.
I think absolutely maybe. Because, I mean, it's like you say, there's so many dynamics to look into and to look at. For example, I am a product of dating in the office. Luckily for me, I mean, it's my wife. At some point, we worked together for almost a year, and it's in the corporate world, okay? And luckily for us, we had met outside the office before started working together.
Okay.
So it's more of a coincidence. So we were dating for almost 2 years already, and then now she had to, she got a job in the same company I was in. So it became a bit tricks because then I think it was Chris who said something about HR policies that need to be looked at.
Yes.
Luckily for us, we're in 2 different departments. But yes, those times when both of you, I'm kind in the morning and I'm kasirikiana, my friend. hey. In the office, an email comes from her at hi, please send me this report. I'm looking at her like, I will not. You did not do this for me yesterday night.
Okay.
You get?
Wow.
So it becomes a bit tricky, but however, both of you are mature. I think it's not a thing of saying no, it can never work. I think it's a thing of how both of you are and what both of you want out of it. But yes, it's very tricky, if you had to ask me.
Was it interesting when she joined the company, seeing as you were already working there? Was there an assumption between co-workers? How did that work?
Initially guys didn't know, but that's the thing about love. You really can't hide it for long.
Yes.
You know, I mean, yeah, you pretend, you know, the first 2 months, Joanny, by the coffee, after 3 months, maybe you have lunch together. After you did, I'm like,
guys discover.
Yeah, I mean, our really,
there's something
together,
going on.
in the morning together, there's something going on. So eventually you really can't hide it. But yeah, for me, it kind of made me feel, what's the word to use? Uneasy of sorts. Because sasa nikiongelesha colleague mwingine msichana, I'm like, in the evening, come meeting. What are you telling her? She's a customer care, you and he's at the department, what discuss nini, you know. And because of those things, when I'm sasa at a office nikiongelesha on nini, wanawake, yeah. So then again, it's a bit tricky, but not to say, if you put some rules and guidelines between the two of you, so like, yeah, to officini by this could you sawa, that can kind of work.
Really?
Okay.
But you see, 41% of what Gerald says actually has been in global statistics. That 41% of people who are actually relating pretend they don't know each other. Because you try to keep it a secret. But it doesn't work. Because at one time, someone loses his mind a bit because you're looking at this girl and, or this guy is still talking to you very closely. And then there's HR policy. The policy is very clear sometimes. Luckily, Gerald, you walked in when you're dating. But if you start dating in the office, probably there's some issues which will come with it. Because if it doesn't go well, you can be accused of sexual harassment.
That's true.
True.
You mentioned something to do with dating downwards, dating laterally.
And upwards.
And upwards.
Yes.
What would you say would be the benefits and, you know,
Pros and
demerits?
cons.
Yeah, pros and cons of the same. So people can know. If they're looking to date
Dating
somebody in
upwards,
the
of
office.
course, you know that you're getting your stability, your financial capability, and they're putting money together. Dating downwards, you have to actually pay a lot for that relationship. You pay the rent, buy the house, buy the car, do everything. So it becomes very difficult because the strains start coming in. If you're dating up, it's easier because you'll be trying to reach a specific stage and actually to help your partner. But when you're dating down, everything depends on you. When you're dating at the same level, then you have to decide, what am I going to put on the table? What are you going to put on? Are you paying for kids' school fees? So all these things have to be realigned properly. And it depends on your viewpoint and your interest. But key is finances.
Yes.
Without finance, you can't survive.
There is someone on Instagram who made a response and said relationships at work can actually work, and she said she's dating her boss. So in a case like her case, what would happen if, let's say, they get into an argument and the boss wants nothing to do with her and decides to fire her out of the company and maybe even give her a really bad recommendation?
A court case,
in what way would you, really? And the court will come through for you?
Because most of what we know, probably I suspect she's a lady.
Yeah, it's a lady. She said
I
she's
suspect,
dating
yes.
her boss. Yeah.
I suspect because what I know is that if a man dates downwards, which is the most likely in the office scenario, the moment you start getting away from that relationship, issues will just crop up. The girl has three things to do. First of all, she'd go to court and say probably she was not actually, she's been used, and you will not have a good landing position because it becomes very difficult on the boss. Secondly, there's also what we call the Office Employees Act, which is actually based at the HR level. And that one, in fact, the policy says that you should not date your junior.
That's true.
Who is directly reports to you is totally unacceptable.
Wow.
But if you manage to do it, then you must be very clear that you will not get emotionally overwhelmed and start misbehaving.
Right. For you, Gerald, have you found, like, because of the setting that you're in with your relationship, that your relationship developed faster? Like, you went through some things that maybe if you were in a non-traditional setting where you weren't together in the workplace, some things would have developed slower. Like, are you guys further? Did you grow more in a couple?
Oh, we got bored. No, I'm joking. But yes, because I got to see her on a different side, in a more professional kind of work setup, which is not what you kind of get at home. You see, most normal relationships, you kazi ni kazi, nyumbani ni nyumbani. But then here you're with your partner working in the same organization, so you get to see who she is as a woman in the house, and you get to see who she is as a woman in the corporate world. And there are elements which you're gonna like, some which you know I'm not gonna like. According to his definition, then I think I was dating downwards because I was in a higher position than she was. I was the IT manager and she was in customer care.
Yeah.
In a telecommunications company. I won't mention which one. So then, she kind of had to report to me. She had an immediate boss, but then whenever issues came up, guess who that come to? That come to me, because Gerald is one baby. But I'm like, wait, first of all, in the office, there are two different entities.
Yeah,
in the office,
yeah.
she's your employee, you know, and she's my wife at home, not in the office work. At some point, I think when it became an HR issue, because, you know, issues kind of became personal.
Yeah.
And that is what then became a bit trickier.
Yeah.
But on the other side, yes, it's really amazing to see her work. I mean, you know, like I know what you do, but I've never seen actually you do it. So it then becomes more interesting. Like, okay, I think I respected her more than if I had not seen what exactly it is that she does. Yeah.
So definitely, you said 69% of the relationships in the world do not work at work.
Yes.
What would you feel, other than the fact that I feel like ignorance is a contributing factor to the fact that we don't know if it's illegal to date somebody who reports to you?
But we know that ignorance is no defense. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. So other than ignorance, what other factors do you think contribute to the same? Because 69% is such
You see,
a big
one of the reasons is that when you're dating, you actually try to be in your world, the two of you. But then remember, the office has the biggest gossip arenas. It's the biggest gossip arenas. People start gossiping. Oh, today she walked in, even the husband didn't hug her. Oh, you know, today. There are issues which start going. And these things start actually eating you. And you start noticing these small things and become a massive issue later, because many people are talking. They didn't sit together during lunch hour in the cafeteria.
It just
People
gets
talk
so
a lot, though.
intimate.
Yeah, so that's what actually becomes an issue. And that's why that 41% do not want to reveal their relationship, because they do not want these issues and the gossip to be around them. But then the 31% who bite the bullet, they're like Gerald here, they're like, it's gonna be. You're gonna bite and hang in there.
That's interesting.
You fight through it.
This is keeping it real.
Yes.
Somebody introduced a very interesting concept here. Somebody said, hello, I'm following the show live. Kudos. You're doing the right thing. I think some of our parents have an issue with intermarriages. For instance, my parents have told me getting married to a girl from Western or Lakeside, it's a big no. They have informed that I should focus on marrying a girl from my tribe, that is Kamba, and it has never been my dream because I'm already dating from Western. What can I do?
What? Become tribal.
Yeah.
If you're to ask me, love is not a tribe thing, man. Love succumbs tribe, succumbs race, it overcomes all of that. Of course, being Kenyan, I cannot be blind to the fact that you have many tribes and each culture and each tribe has their own characteristics. So maybe I could be looking for a Luya woman because according to culture and Nini, they're more hardworking, wakona Max Kwembe, and maybe I like that. You know, maybe I want to go to the central area because my yellow, and maybe I like that. So, I mean, because I've been a victim again of being cataloged by a family because I wanted to get into a relationship with a lady who was not from my tribe, or rather I was not from their tribe. And it's the 21st century, man. I don't think some of these things should really be an issue, to be honest. But yes, I can understand why some parents will are still stuck in that era of tribe. But no, come on.
I think what I would tell that lady is that love is geographical. Number one.
Love is geographical?
It's geographical.
Okay.
If you go to India, you're likely to fall in love with an Indian.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
if you
where
go
you
to
are.
China,
yeah.
you'll get married to a Chinese if you live there for 20 years. So let's not be stating that it can't happen. Secondly, I think the parents, there's a bit of culture here. And culture plays an integral role. It's where I school, by the way. I schooled somewhere in Kiambu, you know. But I come from the lakeside, so arrow problem.
Arrow problem, yes.
So culture is dynamic. And people are always comfortable with what is culturally in their space. and people do not, they find it a bit difficult to get a guy from, because where I come from in Luo Nyanza, we love to party, we love to eat, we love to take care of our dead bodies, and people find it very rude. But this comes from our, traditionally from Egyptian culture. So culture is, what I would tell the young girl, go for what is it, but sit down with your parents and let them to realize that many people have been married across those two tribes and they've lived. In my village is an old Kamba woman who's around 80. She doesn't even know Kamba now, she speaks Luo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it can work. It's a thing of discussing it.
Yes.
So like Nixie said, this is keeping it real. So we answer all issues and problems of relationships.
We are carrying the sorrows.
Yes. And he was taking us back to the workplace. And Mr. Otieno, I actually want you to first answer this one.
Which one?
So he says it's tricky because a woman experiences pressure differently from the way a man does. So it's hard for men. It needs a man to be real. And he says Jasper from Kimili. So what do you think about how women will experience oppression in a relationship in a workplace is different from how men will experience it?
The women can actually experience pressure and contain it.
Oh, okay.
Men will experience that pressure and blow their top easily. That's the difference. If today Gerald here sees a wife talking to someone or holding, he says, what are you doing? But the wife will wait until the house and say, I didn't like it.
That's very true.
You understand?
I agree.
Yeah.
So women will contain that pressure and they'll observe you for time to see whether that thing is really true or not.
Yeah.
But the man can actually go
And lose it.
bonkers. Yes.
What if the pressure is different? What if the pressure is coming from coworkers? We talked about gossip in the workplace
Yes,
and
yes.
how people. So what if it's like the woman is having a harder time in the workplace because of this relationship, and the man is just kind of people are letting it slide for him. People are giving the woman a more difficult time.
You see? Okay. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Again, from experience, I think a woman will go break down the toilet and, you know,
Freshen up.
Freshen up a bit.
and
Powder
then
her
don't
face.
Go, okay, then walk back with a brave face. Men on the other hand was just like, "Aye, come on, buy." Me and Zusha, I'll talk stresses, and I think for us men, we really wouldn't. For us, it's never personal for some things, especially if it's work related. So yes, the pressure will be there. I might explode, but tomorrow I'll be there, fresh and nini.
Okay.
A woman, on the other hand, I feel, especially but tomorrow I'll still hold that grudge until the year ends. Until the next staff party, but they will be angry at that person until the year ends. Unlike men. So I think here, it's like you said, we both handle pressure differently, but I think for women, it kind of, they cannot take it more personally than a man would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's essential that policies introduced, maybe in the HR department, where the employees are advised on how to go about co-worker relationships?
Yes, I mean, I think most companies have that already in place. Yeah, most companies have HR policies where they actually, tell you. But personally, I believe you can have so many laws in this world, but a human being is a human being.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, emotions and what you want me to do are two different things. And because you're talking about relationships here, and that is more emotionally driven than it is psychological or mind.
That's true.
So yeah, you can tell me no, but then if I see you walking to office and I really like you, you're a person in a too. It won't help me.
Like no more.
It won't.
This is Lydia. She says, I'm Lydia from Isiolo. I'm a soldier together with my hubby, but working together sometimes he became very jealous and we fight too. So, Kwanza Hash is first of all, shout you out because you're a soldier, Lydia.
Yeah.
You and your hubby.
Well, I said that it's always very difficult to date because probably they are in the same. The military have a really well set out rules of engagement. An officer cannot date a soldier. It is there.
Yeah.
They don't date up or they don't date down. If you date in the office, in the military or service, then you're actually chased away. You can only date at the same level. But now that comes with a bit of challenges for her because you see, they are always in the same space all the time. You are going to war, you do not want people to be close to your wife or your husband, so the issues are there. But what I would advise her is to try and to split professional life and family life.
Yeah.
It is the most difficult thing. Know that this is at the time you're working, it's work. And this one is home time.
Yeah.
So again, boundaries.
Yes.
There is someone here who says, I'd tell that guy, the guy who asked about the intermarriage thing from the lakeside, I'd tell that guy to follow what he believes about love, not what parents dictate. Myself, I'm a Kamba and getting married to a Kisii guy. My brother has married from Uganda and my other brother from Homa Bay, and our parents had to get along with that.
Wow, I like that. So the next family.
That's the whole East African
Yeah.
community.
Love is geographical.
Yeah.
You never know where they're schooled.
And just to add, I mean, if your parents still have a hold on you, you need to grow up.
And the Bible is
Yeah.
very clear. A man shall not leave his father and mother, and likewise, Matthew chapter 4.
Yeah. I think also this thing of constant discussion, like even with you, I'm assuming with your partner and having working together, different things will come up as you go through different stages of your marriage and different stages of your personal relationship. You have to keep talking. Even if you have a boundaries conversation one time, you'll need to have it again a few months later, a few years later, because
That is true.
stuff will come up all the time.
Communication always.
Yes.
Communication always.
There is
And the
someone,
one of the parents, by the way, may I really agree.
Oh, yeah?
Also, because when you're married and you're living together, the two of you, the parents are not going to be there.
Exactly.
Your marriage is you two. Yes, they are. No, family is very important and they are like a very big deal in your marriage and everything. But at the end of the day, they are not in your
really
marriage
a
with you.
decision.
So,
I think the older parents had a very bad misrepresentation of other tribes.
You really can't blame them though,
So you can't blame them because if you come from, if you're Kikuyu, they call those guys Adoa Ruguru, people from that side. You understand? Nyamushia Ruguru. So they say it was derogative because they didn't understand these people because of cultural difference. But now the world, we are living in a digital world. You can understand, you learn about people. You're just all the same.
But Gerald, on the same note, don't you think it's very important, while we are saying really you're not going to live with your parents in your own marriage, at the same time it's very important to go and fetch blessings from your parents who are larger?
I mean, your parents can advise you, but should not make decisions for you. I mean, I'm 30-something years old. If my mom right now to come and tell me, Gerald, I need your house to be ABC, I'm like, Mom, I was in your house. You told me that so many years ago. Now this is my house. I have my rules. You know, so I think you as a man need to stand up, and it's so sad, especially because I've seen so many men who still have, whose mothers still have influence on them, and then it ends up actually ruining the relationship because then, but you're the man in this relationship. Why are you not taking charge? You see, I mean, I respect my mom by all means, but I don't think she has the right to come and advise me on how I should run my family. This is my family now, Mom, you are yours. I think you need, as a man, you need to have a conversation with your parents as well. Like, Mom, I've grown up. Dad, I've grown up. This is my life now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There is somebody on this work relationship thing who says, hi, Ruth kutoka Chwele. She says, wanaume wa siku hizi hawajui love, wanaona kila dem ni mzuri. But show iko poa sana.
But
first of all, thank you. Yes,
Ruth from Chwele.
Well, it is not. The world has really changed. A long time ago, people could not meet that easy. These transport issues, this connectivity, people,
social
media. People will always meet now. Long time ago, you are actually, your geographical location would actually is where you would play. So the temptations have been even higher because you meet different men and you meet online, you meet offline, you meet everywhere. But that does not mean if you are brought up properly that would happen. There are men who actually have married or have one relationship and they've stuck to it.
That's true.
It's about personal issues.
Oh my God. What do you think, Gerald, on the same?
I think men are visual creatures. I will look and see another woman and she's beautiful, I'll say she's beautiful. My mind will see that as that. Because again, I think this is a very controversial topic, by the way. We can discuss this for hours.
Yes, it is, yeah.
From the olden days where polygamy was actually allowed, you know, it wasn't because it was not because we had the right to marry many women. It was because, you know, as a man, I look at you, I like you, I want you. I look at you, I want you, I like you, and I had the right to totally get you. If I could take care of you, I would do that. Fast forward to where we are right now. Our women are educated. Our women go to work. Our women, you know, the omesoma and all that. Then all of a sudden, women are like, wait, Because now I'm working, I think we are now dating. Is it? Or parallel?
Lateral.
Because now we are dating lateral. I have the same work as you do now, but from now on, please stop looking at other women. We hide that nature of ours. I don't want to say it's in our DNA, but I want to say that we are actually visual creatures as men. So definitely, I will love one woman, but that will not stop me from looking at you and thinking, oh, you're beautiful woman, you're a hot woman. Doesn't mean I want you, though. That's the difference between
It's
men.
just an
It's just an observation because, I mean, it's just, we are visual creatures as men. Yeah.
So mainly it's just in people's heads.
I mean, I guess, I don't know.
The moment someone has complimented you, you think, oh my God, they want me. Oh my God, everybody here wants me.
It's like, just take the compliment and go.
Great minds.
Guys, this is Keeping It Real on KTN Life and Style Relationships Wednesday. Keep tweeting us. We are here to answer all your relationship questions and all your matters on that. These are problem solvers. They're here to sort you out.
I'll tell you the way it is.
So keep tweeting us using our hashtag KTN Life and Style or message us on our Facebook page, KTN Life and Style, or our Instagram page, KTN Life and Style. We are going to take a tiny little break and we'll be right back.